Abhilash. Abhilash, unmute and tell me the screen is visible and audible. Abhilash. Hemant. Hemant.
Yes, sir.
Ganesh. Okay, okay. Now, all of you write down shrinkage in welds. Shrinkage in welds. Underline that. See, the same thing you already studied in foundry, that the volume of metal in liquid condition is always more. All of you know that. In the same way, when you make the joint by using arc welding, the two edges of the workpiece become liquid and there will be a solidification process from liquid to solid phase. So due to that, there will be volume contraction, volume contraction in the liquid metal. So that is nothing but the shrinkage in welds. In foundry, what will happen? You provide the riser. The riser will supply the liquid metal whenever the mold cavity requires the liquid metal in order to compensate the shrinkage allowance, in order to compensate the volume contraction. So in the same way, so in the welding also, you provide little bit more liquid metal in the joint in order to compensate the volume contraction. See, the volume of the metal in liquid condition is more, hence you require little bit liquid more metal, so in order to compensate the volume contraction.
Hello,
So the following, hello,
sir. ಇದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
okay, 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 ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಮ್ಮ.
ಆದ್ರು ಸರ್.
Okay. Okay. In order to avoid the shrinkage of a welded joint, few factors you have to keep in your mind while welding with the arc welding process. First one, do not over weld. Say sometimes what will happen, due to the shield, you are unable to see the joint. So for that reason, the do not over weld. Do not over weld means the depositing of more metal in the joint, which makes the shrinkage in the weld. So for that reason, do not over weld. So how much gap is there? That much only you weld the joint. Otherwise, which creates the shrinkage in the liquid metal, which leads to the shrinkage. So next to come to the pointer, these are the diagram. So first, if possible, all of you write down the rough diagram. Rough diagram. First one, subdivision A, avoid overweld. You show the T joint, butt joint. See here, you can observe T is the thickness of the weld. Only this much of welding is required. This portion, the curved portion with the dots is the over weld in the T shape. And next come to the point in butt joint. So only this much of weld is required. This portion is excess welding metal on the joint. And next, all of you observe here intermittent welding. See, if you do the intermittent welding, you see that the vertical metal piece is clearly joined to the horizontal piece and intermittent welding. So in this case also, there will be excess weld is present. So for that reason, the avoid over welding. Next, the poor due to overpass. Sometimes the visibility problem. Say if you are keeping a shield in front of your face, there will be a visibility problem. So due to that, the overpassing of the electrode with the arc, that also creates some problem. Next, the this is the good weld design. Only little bit of metal is used to join the piece. And poor weld design. Instead of doing like this, if you do like this, that creates the poor weld design. Next, minimum number of passes. Say instead of passing the electrode from right to left, leftward to rightward, or rightward to leftward, it always use minimum number. And always see that the joints are made above the axis of the workpiece. So if you do like this, that we can call it as a poor weld design. This is good weld design. If you join the piece on the axis of the workpiece, then it is considered as good weld design. That's nothing but balancing weld around the neutral axis. And all of you observe here, this is the sheet, and this is joint sheet is joined in the top and bottom. There will be a piece which is placed in between the sheet and the workpiece and the weld. So this is the due to the welding process, there will be a bending of the sheet. So these are the few factors you have to keep in your mind while doing arc welding to join the stainless steel, mild steel, low carbon steel, alloy steel. So use intermittent welding in case of T joint. Next, use a few weld passes. See, always you see that the optimum use of electric current in the welding process, the number of times the welding got passed from rightward to leftward or leftward to rightward, and place welds near the neutral axis. Suppose you see that the axis of the workpiece, on that only you carry out the welding. Next, balance welds around the neutral axis in order to compensate the weight distribution on uniform on the throughout the section of the workpiece, the balance welds around the neutral axis. Now you write down title shrinkage in welds.
So student wait ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೆ sir.
Shrinkage in welds. The following factors which influence the following factors which influence the shrinkage in welded joints. Write down one by one. Subdivision A, do not overweld. Subdivision A, do not overweld. Subdivision B, use intermittent welding. Use intermittent welding. Next, subdivision C, use intermittent welding. Next line, write down C, subdivision C, use as few weld passes as possible. Subdivision D, place welds near neutral axis. Next line, write down subdivision E, balance welds around the neutral axis. Now write down question. Explain briefly shrinkage in arc welding process. So for this question, you have to write this diagram and the factors which influence the shrinkage. Write 5 factors. Do not overweld. Use intermittent welding. Use as few weld passes. Place welds near the neutral axis. Balance welds around the neutral axis. So write these 5 factors which influence the shrinkage in welds. Next, to write down very, very important. Almost all the question paper you have this question. Write down the title. All of you underline the residual stresses. First point, what is residual stresses? Say if you carry out any mechanical working, whether it may be smithy, forging, bending, and any mechanical operation which leaves some residual stresses in the component. In the same way, in the welded joint, there may be some residual stresses. Why this residual stresses appears in the welded joint? That's very, very important. Because the joints are heated above the recrystallization temperature and cooled in the air. The alternate heating and cooling, solidification and cooling process the alternate heating and cooling of the joint, which produces residual stresses in the joint. This is a very important. Anyway, you are heating the joint up to the recrystallization temperature. Again, after the completion of the welding process, you leave the joint in the open air for cooling. After cooling, some stresses are present in the joint, that is called residual stresses. All of you write down few points. Write down the title in uppercase letter, residual stresses. Write down few points. Residual stresses are present. Residual stresses are present in the welding due to metal expands during heating and upon cooling the weld metal solidifies and shrinks, exerting stresses on the surrounding weld metal, full stop. In other words, the heating and cooling of the weld metal induces residual stresses in the material. Full stop. Residual stresses remain in a body, in bracket write down, welded joint or material, close the bracket, and are independent of any applied load. Next line, write down effects of residual stresses. Write down one by one. Subdivision A. Say if the residual stress is present in the joint, if you observe with the naked eye in the joint, there may be a distortion in the component. So that's the one major effect of residual stress on the component. Write down subdivision A. Residual stresses can result in visible distortion of a component. Next line, right down subdivision B. The residual stresses reduce the strength of the body of the welded joint. If you make a body by welded joint, the residual stresses reduce the strength, and also in practice, or if you apply the load on the joint which fails, so that you can call it as a catastrophic failure of the component due to residual stresses. Write down subdivision B. Residual stresses can reduce strength of the base material. Residual stresses can reduce the strength of the base material and can lead to catastrophic failure through cold cracking. Next line, write down. This is very, very important. Anyway, you expect a ductility mechanical property in the base material. If the residual stress is present in the joint, which lowers or sometimes creates brittleness in the joint, so which lowers the ductility. Next line, write down number C. Lowers the ductility of the base metal. C. Lowers the ductility of the base metal. Next line, write down. Anyway, if the residual stresses are present, the fatigue increases in order to withstand the load and forces which may damage the component due to fatigue and other factors. Next, write down subdivision D. Residual stresses may increase the rate of damage by fatigue, creep, or environmental degradation. I repeat, residual stresses may increase the rate of damage by fatigue, creep, or environmental degradation. Next, you write down control of residual stresses. Control of residual stresses. Now write down control of residual stresses. Go through the factors which controls the residual stresses, formation of residual stresses in the joint. And first point, always see that the minimum metal is deposited in the joint. So otherwise, the which leads to the formation of residual stresses. Usually use V groove or U groove for making of the joint, and if depending upon thickness of the metal to be welded, use the current that much only. Don't use more current, from that the more heat produced. In order to avoid the formation of residual stresses, the heat input, that's mainly depend on the current of the transformer. Adjust the transformer in order to see that the optimum current used and optimum heat is produced to the joint. Next, always use a continuous joint. Do not make the segments of welded joint. So if you use continuous joint which bears the more load and force, for that reason you can always use continuous joint. Write down few points. Subdivision A, residual stresses are minimized. Residual stresses are minimized by reducing the amount of weld metal deposited. Since residual stresses result from the restrained expansion and contraction that occur during welding, comma, the lower the weld metal deposited, comma, the lower will be the induced residual stresses. Next line, write down example. Use of U groove instead of V groove which consumes less weld metal. Next line, write down subdivision B, reduce the amount of heat input at the joint. Reduce the amount of heat input at the joint. Next line, write down subdivision C, welding sequence used. Should not be from one end directly to the other, but rather in segments. rather in segments. Now, all of you write down, explain briefly, residual stresses in welded joints. Welded joints. Question mark. Put a question mark. What are the effects of residual stresses on base material? I repeat, what are the effects of residual stresses on base material? Put a question mark. How do you control the residual stresses? How do you control the formation of residual stresses in welded joint? Few question papers you have this question. For this, write down first the explanation of residual stresses, that is the alternate heating and cooling of the joint. The effect of residual stresses, the effect means reduces the strength, increases the brittleness and other factors. Next, how to control the formation of residual stresses in the joint. So instead of using V groove, use U groove and make the continuous joint and avoid the more metal deposition in the joint. So like that you can control the residual stresses. Next, relieving residual stresses. Suppose if the residual stresses are present in the joint, how do you remove that? That is the first question. Relieving residual stresses in the joint or in the component or in the base metal. So for that, lot of processes are available. In few are explained here. So first go through the pinning, short pinning or ball pinning. Hello? ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 30 ಇಷ್ಟ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ 10:15 ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ pinning, short pinning, that is hitting the joint with the balls, or sand pinning, by hitting the sand particles on the joint you can relieve the stresses on the joint. Heat treatment, the common method used in removing residual stresses is a heat treatment. So heat treatment also you can remove the residual stresses in the joint. Please all of you write down relieving residual stresses. Underline that. Write down first. Two common methods are used. For relieving residual stresses. Subdivision A, peening. Peening or hammering. Underline that. Peening or hammering. Underline that. Peening or hammering of the weld metal with a blunt rounded edge will cause the weld bead to stretch and make it thinner, comma, thereby relieving the residual stresses induced by shrinkage. Induced by shrinkage. Full stop. Next one right now. Subdivision B, heat treatment. Heat treatment. Heat treatment. In bracket write down example annealing. Annealing is a thermal stress relieving technique. Thermal stress relieving technique that employs controlled heating of the weld metal, usually in a furnace, comma, followed by cooling, so as to relieve the residual stresses induced in the weld metal. Full stop. Then the welded joint is cooled slowly in the open air. Now I stop at this stage. I will continue in the next class. Now all of you please write your name and USN in the chat box. And all of you unmute yourself, answer roll call. Hemant KS, Shashank Biligi.
Sir, Hemant KS present.
Okay, Shashank Biligi. Sushant.
Yes, sir.
Harshavardhan. Vivekanand.
Yes, sir.
Dawood.
Yes, sir.
Ganesh Naik. Prathamesh.
Present, sir.
Anush.
Present, sir. Yes, sir.
Harsha MR.
Present, sir.
Abhilash. Karthikeyam. Karthikeyam, Avinash R, Manoj H,
Present, sir.
Chhatrapati Chetu,
Yes, sir.
Karthika MK,
Yes, sir.
Hemant Nuchin,
Present, sir.
HC Nutan,
Present, sir.
Kumaraswamy, Pawan HR,
Present, sir.
Abhiram,
Present, sir.
Adil SU,
Present, sir.
Nikhil Gowda,
Yes, sir.
Akash,
Yes, sir.
Krutik,
Yes, sir.
Nayat Sharif,
Yes, sir.
Pratik S,
Yes, sir.
Bhagat HR,
Yes, sir.
Sahana V, Nishchit Gowda,
Present, sir.
Sharath Madik, Jnanesh PM,
Yes, sir.
Chandan RC,
Yes, sir.
Dhanush G,
Yes, sir.
Vignesh HV, Chhatrapati Chetu, Lohit Kumar,
Yes, sir.
Chetan AB,
Yes, sir.
Ganesh Naik, Nayat Sharif, Manoj H.
Sir, Naya Sharif.
Oh, okay, Nayat Sharif, okay. Anybody else? Please tell me your name. Anybody else?
Sir, Karthikeyam.
Karthik AM, okay. Next, anybody else? No, I stop at this stage. I will continue in the next class.
Ganesh Naik, sir.
Ganesh Naik, okay, ma.